So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today's lesson will be on the harmonic minor scale. This is a scale that we did in fact learn in Year 11, so it is revision today. Normally I'd be bringing this to you as a live stream, but I've been in at school this morning to get the rehearsal space set up for you for your rehearsals next week. So whilst I've checked in with you live on Zoom from school to give me time to get home for my last lesson of the day, I have decided to deliver the content for today's lesson just through a pre-recorded video. So here it is. So I'll bring up the scales chart that we've been using. This is page number 11 of your orange textbook. So this explains all the scales and modes that we need to know for this year. Now we've covered most of them, which is terrific. In fact, I think we might have covered them all by now. So we've got our major scale, and we say that the major scale simply follows scale degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 of the scale, which means that other than applying the key signature of the root note, it stays the same. And then the other scales we've learned over time include the Mixolydian mode, which is a major scale with the flat 7. It sounds like this. The Lydian mode, which is major scale with a sharp 4. Major pentatonic, which follows the major scale, but only has 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 and 8. The natural minor, or Aeolian, which has the 3rd, 6th and 7th flattened. The minor pentatonic, which again is missing some notes and also has the 3rd and 7th flattened. One of our favourites, the blues scale, which is just like a minor pentatonic but also has a flat 5 slipped in there. The harmonic minor, which is the topic of today, again a scale we've already learned in Year 11. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, 7, 8. The melodic minor, which is our only scale that changes from the way up to the way down. Flat 3 on the way up, and then natural minor on the way down. And finally, the Dorian mode, which is flat 3 and flat 7. We've learned all these scales and we will revise them more as we go on, including learning how to listen carefully for them in an oral context. Right now we'll move on to the page of the textbook that specifically relates to this scale. So here it is, it's page 27 of the textbook. In fact, we're going to jump back a page to page 26. So here's that harmonic minor again, as we said, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, 7, 8. Often we say that when we hear it, it sounds like it's got a sort of an Egyptian feel because of that interval near the end, which is the tone and a half between scale degree 6 and 7. So here is how it's written without the key signature. So as we mentioned, it's like C major, but with the 3rd and 6th note lowered by a semitone. Hence why we say it's like a major scale with a flat 3 and 6. Here it is with the key signature. So you can see there, basically the same scale. The E is flat because of the key signature. The A is flat because of the key signature. In this case, the 7th has to be raised because the key signature has A flat. That is why we also describe the harmonic minor scale as the natural minor with a raised 7th. Here's an example of A harmonic minor. A harmonic minor, if we use our method of starting with a major first, A major would have F sharp, C sharp and G sharp, but you can see in this case the C, number 3, and F, number 6, have lost their sharps. They are now lowered, hence why this is still what we say a major scale with a flat 7. We also know that A natural minor has no sharps or flats, being a relative of C major, so you can see here how it can also be described as a natural minor with a raised 7th. So we are going to go through and do a few questions. I'm going to model the first 4, and then your task to upload will be the remaining scales on this page. So I'm going to jump over to my camera now to show you my worksheet on my desk, and we'll go through and I'll model a few, and then your task for the rest of this lesson will be to then carry on with the rest. And of course then your musictheory.net tasks afterwards. So, just going to swap over to video again. Here I am. And here is our task. So here it is. What we'll do today is we'll do treble, bass, bass, treble, and so on. So you get to experience both bass and treble clef, because that is required in the examination. So before we do anything else, we always write out our order of sharps. Father Christmas gets drunk at every bar. We know that we start at this end for sharp key signatures, flats at this end. And if we're trying to work out the key signature, we find the name of the key. So if we're working for D major, we find D, and we take away those two, leaving F sharp and C sharp. We know for flat keys, you find the name of the key you're after and then add 1. So if we start from this side for E flat major, you go, oh yep, there's E, add 1 more. E flat major needs B flat, E flat and A flat, so we say add 1. Hopefully you've seen that 1,000 times now in my lessons over the last year or so. So you should be able to write that out straight away, as you'll do as soon as you're allowed to write in the written exam. Cool. So let's have a look here. So we're starting off with D harmonic minor. Really important to remember that the harmonic minor is flat 3, flat 6. So let's go. So I'll find D, and I'll start off by writing the notes out. As I say, putting the circles on the page. Cool. There it is. We then go, what does D major need? Let's just check over here. F, C, G, D, stop on G, D, sorry. Take away 2, that means F sharp and C sharp are left. You should hopefully know your key signatures automatically by now, but just in case, there they are. So we are saying that D major needs F sharp and C sharp, which happen to be that note and that note. I'm only dotting them now, so rather than writing the sharp and erasing it later if necessary, I can just remember which one needs sharpening or flattening and then work it out. So we know that D major would need F sharp and C sharp, but we also know that harmonic minor is a major scale with a flat 3 and a flat 6. So let's count. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's the third note. It was meant to be F sharp, so to lower it, it's just left as F. 4, 5, 6. That B was not sharpened or flattened in the key signature of the major scale. So it's a flat 3 and a flat 6 for this scale, so we flatten that. And then lastly, scale degree 7. It was meant to be sharp because of the key signature, so we make sure it's left. You are then left with a D harmonic minor scale. Sorry. And just for a visual, I'll show you that on the keyboard. Hopefully you can see that here. Yep. Cool. Okay, let's do another one. E harmonic minor. I'm going to start on the ledger line E, just so I don't have to use too many ledger lines at the other end of the scale. And I'm putting the circles on the page. Okay, Next, we work out what E major would need. Remember, we start with the major first. So let's work our way across to E, take away 2, and we need everything up to D. Father Christmas gets drunk. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp. Okay, let's work out which notes need to be changed with the key signature. E, no. F, yes. G, yes. A, no. B, no. C, yes. D, yes. And then the top E, of course, not. Then we go through and work out what we need to do to make a flat 3 and a 6. Let's go scale degree 1, scale degree 2. Oh, scale degree 2 is not needing to be flattened, so we better put it sharp in, because it was meant to be sharp. Scale degree 3, oh, it was meant to be G sharp in the major scale. We want a flat 3, so we leave it. 4, 5, 6, and they were A and B, which weren't in the key signature. 6, that was a C. C was meant to be sharp, but we're going to lower it because it's the 6th scale degree, so we leave it. And scale degree 7 doesn't get flattened, so it needs its key signature note D sharp. There we go. Let's have a listen to it. My apologies. I'll do that again. And I'll demo it on the keyboard. Pardon the dodgy fingering on that one. Any piano teachers who might be watching this, if they're following my channel. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more and then we'll be finished. So, G harmonic minor. So I'm going to start with a G there. Put the circles on the page. Okay, G harmonic minor. Let's think G major first. G major, we know it only needs F sharp, but if you were to work it this way, work your way up to G, take away 2, you're left with F sharp. Okay, so which note is F? That's that one on the line. So that's the note that would need to be sharp if it's a major scale or if it's unaffected by the flat 3 and 6. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. Ah, that's a B. That's not in the key signature, so it will need to be flattened. 4, 5, 6. That's not in the key signature either, so it needs to be flattened. Now 7 isn't flattened by the flat 3-6 rule. For harmonic minor, it was meant to be sharp. So there you go. Of course, I'm going fairly quickly here. You can always stop this video and watch it as many times as you like. Here is this scale. And demonstrate it on the keyboard. One more scale, B harmonic minor. So again, find B. Okay, firstly let's work out B major's key signature. So we go all the way up to B, take away 2, 5 sharps. Father Christmas gets drunk at. I'm just going to write that there. It's a good habit for you to do that as well, even in the exam. Drunk at. Okay, let's work out which notes need to be flattened, or sharpened in this case, to make a major scale first, sorry. B, nope. C, yes. D, yes. E, nope. F, yes. G, yes. A, yes. And B, of course, is the tonic, so no. Let's get that little bit of dirt out of the way so it doesn't look like a dot. Okay, now we go through and do the same process. Work out which notes need to keep their sharp from the key signatures and which ones might need to lose it if it's a flattened note, or which notes might need a flat added if it wasn't sharp in the first place in the key signature. B, 1, 2. Okay, 2 isn't flattened, so it needs to keep its sharp. 3 was meant to be sharp, but scale degree 3 is flattened in a harmonic minor scale. Leave it. E, scale degree 4, leave it. Scale degree 5, it isn't flattened in this scale through the flat 3, flat 6 rule, so it keeps its sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, scale degree 6, it is flattened. It was meant to be sharp, so G stays. And finally, scale degree 7, it's not flattened in this scale, so it keeps its sharp. And there we have it. I'll play that to you now. And over here. Sorry. Pardon the really dodgy fingering again for that one. And there you have it. There is the scale. So please now carry on using the same pattern, so treble, bass, bass, treble, treble, bass, bass, treble, treble, bass, like we've done in every class so far this year. Please finish off these scales and upload them to the weekly online remote learning task section. Once I've done that. And then please jump back into Compass and follow the way through those musictheory.net links and complete 10 questions of each link, and also upload your progress reports into the comment section of the task. Good luck with it all, and I'll see you again on Friday. Bye bye.